Genene Jones is a name that sends chills down the spine of anyone familiar with her notorious crimes. She is often referred to as the Angel of Death due to her profession as a nurse and her sinister actions that shocked the nation. Jones is one of the most infamous serial killers in the history of the United States, and her story is a chilling reminder of the potential for evil that can lurk behind a seemingly caring and trustworthy facade. Genene Jones was born on July 13, 1950, in San Antonio, Texas. Her childhood seemed unremarkable, and there were no early signs of the darkness that would later consume her life. She pursued a career in nursing and became a licensed vocational nurse, LVN, in 1977. Her nursing career began at the Bexar County Hospital, now University Hospital, in San Antonio, where she initially appeared to be a dedicated and compassionate caregiver. However, it didn't take long for those who worked alongside Jones to notice some troubling patterns in her behavior. She seemed to have an unusually high number of patients who died unexpectedly under her care. At first, these deaths were attributed to natural causes, but as the body count continued to rise, suspicions grew. Jones's killing spree began in the late 1970s when she started working at the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit at Bexar County Hospital. It was here that she had easy access to vulnerable infants and young children who were already facing severe health problems. She used her position to administer lethal doses of medications, particularly succinylcholine, a paralytic drug that induces muscle relaxation, but also leads to respiratory failure when administered in excessive amounts. The deaths under Jones's watch became so frequent and unusual that hospital staff started to nickname her the Death Nurse. She often seemed strangely calm and unemotional during these incidents, which further raised suspicions among her colleagues. Despite these red flags, Jones managed to escape scrutiny and continued her deadly activities for years. One might wonder what could drive someone to commit such heinous acts. Jones's motives remain a subject of debate among psychologists and criminologists. Some suggest that she was addicted to the power and attention she received when she was at the center of medical emergencies. Others believe that she had a morbid fascination with death and enjoyed playing God by deciding who lived and who died. Regardless of her motivations, her actions resulted in the deaths of numerous innocent children. The turning point in Genene Jones's case came in 1982, when hospital officials and law enforcement finally began to take notice of the suspiciously high mortality rate in the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit. The hospital launched an internal investigation, and during this process, Jones was suspended from duty. However, she managed to find employment at a different medical facility, the Kerrville Convalescent Center, while under investigation. It was at the Kerrville Convalescent Center that Jones's crimes came to light. A fellow nurse, Phyllis Taylor, grew suspicious of the unusually high number of deaths occurring on Jones's shift. Taylor reported her concerns to the authorities, prompting a full-scale investigation into Jones's activities. In 1984, Genene Jones was arrested and charged with the murder of 15-month-old Chelsea McClellan, one of her victims from the Kerrville Convalescent Center. During her trial, it became clear that Jones had intentionally harmed children under her care by administering lethal injections. She was found guilty of murder and sentenced to 99 years in prison. However, Jones's crimes extended beyond the murders for which she was convicted. She was also suspected of causing the deaths of many more children, but due to a lack of concrete evidence, she was not charged for those additional cases. Mysterious parole and additional charges. In a shocking turn of events, Genene Jones was granted parole in 2018, after serving only 35 years of her 99-year sentence. This decision sparked outrage and fear among the families of her victims and the public at large. Jones was transferred to a Texas prison to face new charges related to the deaths of 5 infants in the 1980s. In 2019, Jones was indicted on multiple counts of murder for these additional cases. The prosecution argued that her early release on parole allowed her to potentially harm more children. Genene Jones's case had a profound impact on the field of nursing and healthcare. Her actions exposed vulnerabilities in the healthcare system that allowed her to go unchecked for years. Hospitals and medical facilities across the country implemented stricter protocols and oversight to prevent similar tragedies from occurring in the future.